£50,000. Gone. In 4 months. To a woman who did not exist. That's not the twist at the end. That's the opening line, because you need to know where this is going before I tell you how it happened. His name's Robert, 58, worked in logistics for 30 years. Not stupid, not gullible. The kind of bloke who spent 3 decades reading freight manifests for a living if anyone should spot a scam built on paperwork. It's him, and he still sent the money. 6 times. So let's get into it. Because the how did he not see it question is the wrong question. The right question is, what does grief do to a man's judgment when it's 11 p.m. and the house is silent and nobody's asked him how he's doing in 14 months? Here's the setup. His wife, Maggie, 56, breast cancer. Diagnosed January, gone by September. 8 months. Married 31 years. And I'm not going to sit here and describe the funeral for you because you know what that looks like. And honestly, the details of grief aren't the point. The point is what comes after. The quiet. The second coffee cup you buy out of habit and then just stand there staring at. 14 months of that. His daughter Claire used to visit twice a week. Dropped to once a fortnight by month 10 because that's just life. She's got her own kids, her own kitchen table. His mate Gary, golf buddy since their 20s, watched Robert basically disappear into an empty house and said the thing every mate eventually says, "Mate, get on a dating app." Robert said no, obviously. Felt like cheating on a woman who'd been dead over a year, which fair, that's a normal feeling. Gary talked him round anyway. 3 weeks later, Robert's on an app, catastrophically bad at it, matching with nobody, about to delete the whole thing. And then Sandra shows up. Professional photo. Early 50s. Sharp. The kind of picture that looks like it's from a business conference, not a bathroom mirror. Bio says import-export. Based in London, currently in Dubai, closing a big contract. Recently widowed. Says she's done the work of rebuilding herself and wants someone who's done the same. Robert hadn't done that work. Not even close. But he read that line 3 times anyway, because here's the thing about grief. It doesn't make you stupid. It makes you hungry. And hungry people don't fact-check the menu. First conversation, 4 hours. Not because they had loads to say, because neither of them wanted to be the one to end it. She tells him her husband David died of a heart attack at 54. No warning, no goodbye. And she says something that lands like a punch. It's the small things. Nobody prepares you for the small things. Robert had never heard anyone say that out loud before. And that's the whole con, right there, in one sentence. She wasn't selling romance, she was selling being understood. That's cheaper to fake and way more effective. They talk every single day for 3 weeks. Morning texts, evening calls. She asks how he's sleeping. Asks if he's eating. Asks about his daughter by name. Nobody had asked him any of that since Maggie died, and I want you to sit with that for a second, because that's not manipulation through romance, that's manipulation through basic human attention, which is honestly the more depressing version. Calls, not video calls, every time. Connections bad in Dubai. Cameras playing up. Gary asks about her at week 3. Robert says he's talking to someone. Gary asks the follow-up. Every good mate asks, have you video called her? He hadn't, and he didn't want to look at why. Week 6. She calls, sounds strained. The deals hit a snag customs dispute over shipment paperwork. Her business account's frozen pending review. Not a crisis, she says. Just needs £3,000 to cover 2 weeks of legal fees and hotel bills while it clears. He sends it. Next morning. And look, I know what you're thinking, and yes, that's the hook set. Everything after this is the same trick run, 3 more times with the numbers going up. £4,000 for a secondary documentation issue. £6,500 for an independent valuation audit. Robert says something in hindsight that I think is the most honest line in the whole story. He knew something was wrong by the second request. Not consciously, just a feeling he kept shoving down, because admitting it meant admitting none of it was real, and if none of it was real, he wasn't a man who'd found something after the worst year of his life. He was just a man alone at a kitchen table again. He wasn't ready to be that guy yet, so he kept paying not to be. Gary rings again, 3 months in, asks the number. Silence on the line long enough that Robert checks if the call dropped. Then, have you seen her face move in real time? Yes or no? No answer. Gary says he's coming over Tuesday, tells him not to send anything till then. Robert sends £2,000 on the Monday. Gary shows up Tuesday and lays it out plain. This is a romance scam. Never seen her face. Every request has a reason just plausible enough to say yes to. Amount keeps climbing. And then the line that actually lands. If Maggie was at this table right now, she'd tell you the same thing. Robert calls Sandra to prove Gary wrong. She doesn't pick up. Text 20 minutes later, in a meeting, missed the call. Doesn't call back that evening either. Text the next morning instead. Exhausted? missed him, and Robert sends another £5,000 that same week because she'd sent him an official-looking Dubai Customs letter reference numbers, letterhead, the lot for a mandatory bond to stop the shipment being seized entirely. It's his daughter Claire who actually breaks it. She's round for her usual Saturday visit, finds him on the phone looking wrecked, sits him down, gets the whole story out of him. Every transfer, every reason. She's a solicitor family law, not international trade, but she knows how to dig. Takes Sandra's profile photo, runs a reverse image search. Comes back in minutes. The woman in the photo is a Danish interior designer named Lenny. Real Instagram. Thousands of followers. Professional website. Some of the photos 3 years old. Sandra's face had never been Sandra's face. Keeps digging. The phone number's a VoIP line. Untraceable. The customs letterhead's fake wrong format entirely. The kind of template you can buy on certain corners of the internet, built specifically to extract money from exactly this kind of person. And the UK bank account Robert had been wiring money to, the one that felt safe because it was British, mule account, a real person's account, recruited to receive and forward the cash to the actual operation, which the evidence points to running out of West Africa. £50,000. To a voice with no name, behind a face that belongs to a woman in Denmark who has no idea her photos, spent 4 months convincing a widower in England he'd found something worth holding on to. Claire sits with him for the final call. Sandra picks up second ring, warm as ever, says she's noticed he's gone quiet, asks if he's okay. Robert says, "Video call me, right now." Open the camera. Pause. "Robert, you know the connection?" "I'm not asking about the connection." Longer pause. And then her whole voice shifts, not dramatic, just cooler, like a door closing quietly somewhere far away. "I don't understand why you're doing this. After everything we've..." Robert cuts her off. "Your name isn't Sandra. The photos are a woman in Denmark. The customs letter's fake. The account's a mule account." Silence. Then the line goes dead. That's it. That's the whole ending of a 4-month relationship, dial tone. He reported it, bank flagged the mule account, police took a statement, he got a fraction of it back. The rest is gone, and realistically, gone for good. These operations are built to be untraceable. That's the entire architecture of the scam.